Senator Cassidy.
I defer to Senator Marshall.
Right. Thank you, Senator Cassidy and Chairman. Certainly agree with everybody here that child care is a significant problem. It's nothing new in rural America. It's now flooded over to urban America. I think I've shared before with this committee the toughest part of my marriage I remember is working 36-hour shifts as a resident. My wife, the nurse, working 12-hour shifts with 2 preschool kids. Running a hospital, running a medical practice, child care was always a major issue, of course, for nurses. We've did a big round table at Kansas State University 3 or 4 years ago trying to bring in the best minds and what we could do and not do. Beyond that, I think I did a dozen round tables this last week, and at every one of those round tables, urban and rural America, this issue was brought up. I think what's interesting is each community has their own way to solve it, and it's so hard for me to sit here and say this is one size that's going to work for everybody. And even just hearing everybody's ideas up here, it's next to impossible to figure out what would work best. Probably the best solution I've seen is Salina, Kansas took their YMCA and did a co-op there. So they had an underutilized resource during the day, and different businesses we're going to pay for a share, like 5 spots, 7 spots, 10 spots, whether they used them or not. So when you're running this co-op, you would at least have a fixed income. So that was a very unique idea. I want to talk about the 45Q tax credit, though. I'm hoping some of y'all are familiar with this, but I think it's an opportunity for small businesses, but it's very tight what you can use it for or not use it for. But by expanding the 45F tax credit, I think it gives more flexibility to those people, those small businesses. Ms. Lucas, are you familiar with the 45F at all?
Not really, I'm sorry to say.
Ms. Laren, are you familiar with it?
Yeah, GAO looked at use of the child care tax credit by employers a few years ago, and we found the take-up rate was very low. And there are a number of reasons for that low usage. I think, for one thing, it's employers aren't really aware of the tax credit.
Right.
And it remains very expensive to provide child care to employees. But it is an option that's available to employers that is underutilized at this time.
What would you do to expand it to make it more user-friendly? Any thoughts?
You know, we didn't make any recommendations around that. When we did the work, we were really looking at the use of the credit and challenges to using it.
Good morning, friends. There is a new update on Ford stimulus checks. Lawmakers expect to send out 4 new batches of inflation relief payments this summer, and billions of dollars have been allocated towards these stimulus checks. Friends, you may be able to receive one of these payments without taking any action, so please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, please do stay tuned because I'll be announcing the 2 surprise giveaway winners at the end of this video. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaways, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. The 3 giant federal stimulus payments in 2020 and 2021 made big headlines, but many states moved forward with approving their own relief checks in 2022 as well. This year, more rounds of extra relief payments are being sent out to help Americans directly. Although the crisis has reached manageable levels, inflation continues to be very high, and millions of American families continue to have difficulties with putting food on their table. This has prompted some states to offer their own help in the absence of a 4th federal stimulus check. The state of Montana is currently the only state offering a fresh stimulus package for the second half of 2023. Montana's Republican-controlled legislature directed hundreds of millions of dollars from the state's budget surplus, which is about $764 million in total, towards income and property tax rebates this year. With those rebates signed into law by Governor Greg Gianforte, Here is what taxpayers need to make sure they receive their refund from the Montana Department of Revenue. Residents may qualify for a property tax rebate of up to $500 or an income tax rebate that is equal to the lesser of $2,500 for joint filers. Income tax rebates will be paid between July 2023 and December 31st, 2023, while property tax rebates must be claimed online or via the U.S. mail between August 15, 2023 and October 1st, 2023. Massachusetts also began paying out state tax refunds in November 2022, and those payments are essentially over. Eligible filers were entitled to a refund of 14% of their 2021 Massachusetts state tax liability. Late filers do have until September 15, 2023 to receive their refunds and still qualify for this rebate, which will be paid out about 1 month after the state processes their returns. Also, checks will be going out very soon to 2.5 million residents of Minnesota. The rebate checks are part of a $3 billion tax bill that lawmakers passed this session. So how much could you get? Well, friends, it is all based on your 2021 income. If you made $75,000 or less, expect a check of $260. Couples making $150,000 or less will receive $520. Parents in those income brackets will receive another $260 per child for up to 3 children. The Department of Revenue will send 250,000 checks every day for 10 business days coming this fall. The Minnesota Department of Revenue Commissioner told reporters, so the maximum credit for a family of 5 will be $1,300. The first thing you should do is to see if you qualify. According to Minnesota state officials, to find out whether you are eligible, you can check line 1 of your 2021 state tax return, which shows your federally adjusted gross income. The Revenue Commissioner said that this number is to see if you qualify. If your banking information or your address has not changed since that 2021 return, there is nothing you have to do. But if it has changed since 2021, you will need to update your information. Another state official has confirmed that a website is being created so that you can make those changes, but it has not been set up yet. The state will send these checks through direct deposit or in the mail. You may be wondering whether these rebate checks will be taxed. Officials said that the checks will be taxed on the Minnesota side, but they are still finding out whether they have to be taxed or not taxed on the federal side. These rebate checks will total $1.15 billion and comes from the state's record-setting $17.5 billion surplus. In addition, the state of New Mexico is currently offering 2 types of rebates to residents in 2023. One is for taxpayers, and one are for those that are not required to file taxes. The income tax rebate amounts to $1,000 for joint filers and $500 for single filers, and for those that are married and file separately. Those rebates will be paid out by the end of this month. For those not required to file an income tax return, the amount is still being determined and will be paid out sometime in July. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Sunday. Thank you, dearest friends, for being here and for being part of this community. The winner of Saturday's surprise Walmart gift card giveaway is Mary Lowe and Lizette Ramos. Congratulations, my dearest friends. To claim your gift cards, please check your notifications page and send me a message. Or you could message me on my Facebook page. Thank you, friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.